Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, famous director of the Harry Potter series, Jake Yates. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations, happy birthday. Yes, this is a stream just for you. Absolutely. Is the audio working? Be awkward if it wasn't. It is working. Fantastic. It's not the normal day for a live stream. I realize, I understand that, but I kind of want to just play the game. It was a weird sort of a thing. I know this is gonna sound very shocking, but I just got home from work, took a shower, fed the pets, and I was like, I want to play Final Fantasy 16. But today's not the day we do that. We have a schedule. But I kind of looked over everything I've got to do today, and I was like, I could do that after I play a little bit of Final Fantasy 16. These are more like guidelines, really, these rules that I've made for when I'll do things. I'm like, you know what? We can be flexible. I want to play the game. I'm a grown adult. I'll do what I want to. I said to myself in the mirror while my reflection said, you got to do the dishes, though. I'll do that afterward. I did put some away. I just have to load the next batch. So I got about halfway there. All right, I'm having to negotiate with myself here. Is this acceptable? Can I just go play the video game I want to play? I've decided that it is. I've decided that it. You're right. You're absolutely right. The schedule comes first. I've sinned. I've created a horrible, horrible mistake. But I've already started. I can't stop now. Plus, you're in the chat, Jake. What am I supposed to do? Just say bye. I've already started. I'm invested. I have to see it through. So we're just going to have to do it. We're just going to have to play Final Fantasy 16, do a little bit of recording. I'm going to hit the record button. We're recording, so whatever I say now has to go on the episode. That's not true. All of this is getting cut. I'm going to do the intro now for the video, the Let's Play series, okay? Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. I've already fudged up. I cannot go back. We have to just carry on. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. So, starting the recording, here we go. Again, happy birthday. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good one. Howdy, folks. How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 16, the adventure of a lifetime, or at least of a generation. I don't think we'll get another Final Fantasy game this generation. I just realized the other day, the PS3 is about to be 3 years old, and that's a little bit crazy. They're already getting ready to announce a Slim, allegedly. And I thought, wow, that's kind of soon. No, it's not. That's about the right amount of time. That's just crazy. The life is just flying by. Maybe because to me, I haven't had it that long. But I have had it for over a year, I realized. Because I'm pretty sure I played through, or is it the start of this year? No, that was 2022 that I played through Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. Gosh, time is weird, isn't it? But we're playing 16 now. And you know what? We might not be getting Final Fantasy 17 this generation, but we are getting Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, so I guess we do have more Final Fantasy to look forward to in the future. And what's weird is I don't think they announced any DLCs for this game, so I don't know if there's anything to look forward to in the future. I haven't seen how it wraps up. So maybe when it's all said and done, the concept of a DLC would be ridiculous, because what more is there? But you'd think they would. Didn't they have 48 DLCs for 15? I think a lot of them got canceled. I don't know if that's because the game didn't sell well or someone got fired. I'm not really sure about the details, to be honest with you, and I can't pretend to care. Because we're playing Final Fantasy 16 now. That's what we're doing. We're going to go talk to Otto here. Bolts from the Blue.
Otto, is now a good time?
It's not a bad one. How's Jill doing?
Oh, she's been better. Ty is making sure she gets the rest she needs.
Good.
Any word on Kupka's movements?
Vivian's did what she can to try and track him, but she's feeding on scraps. We've sent ours out to the curse breakers and their other friends in the west, asking them to keep their eyes peeled for anything unusual. No leads yet, but it's only a matter of time.
All right. Let me know when you find something.
There he is. All right, Clive. Still busy saving the world?
Fiery youth, you say. She's got the look of it.
When did you get back?
Just now.
I wouldn't say she's mid. That's just an unnecessary insult.
Adjourned. Since Hugo Kupka invaded Rosaria. All the canvas in uproar about it. He's gone mad. He's turned rogue. It'll be us next. You try concentrating with all of that.
All right, you win.
How long will you be staying this time?
Dunno. A while, most likely. Any road, while I'm here, I was hoping you could do us a favour.
Mid. You can't just expect me to...
Please, oblige her.
Are they related?
While we are busy tracking down Kupka, you should have a little time to spare.
Professor! Now there's a face I haven't seen in a while.
Okay.
Shouldn't you have it buried in a dusty old tome?
I did, till a familiar trill pricked my ears. As ever, your exuberance is a breath of fresh air, which successfully scattered the painstakingly assembled fragments of my thoughts.
It's a lot of big words.
I'll take that as a compliment. Well, Clive, you heard the professor. So, I'll meet you in the storeroom when you're done.
Wait, hold on. Breath of fresh air? Bloody tempest, more like.
Oi, Otto, you got my gill.
Huh? What are you on about?
My fee for bringing Mid across. She said you were paying.
That little...
The storeroom, was it? I wonder what Mid's plotting.
I might like this character a lot. She's fun. Remember when you were young and full of energy? Heaven knows I don't. Every so often I'll get that feeling, though. Just wake up on a beautiful, sunny Saturday, and I'm just like, man, I think I could take on the world. And by noon, the world's been taken on as much as I am capable of taking it on. But it's a good feeling for that brief time.
I'm a busy man, Mid.
I'll get to the point then. I want to turn the room down there into a workshop like the one I had at Dad's place.
Mid, you've only just come back.
And I've been thinking about it for a while. Dad said I had a knack for engineering, told me everything he knew about it, then sent me off to Canva to learn everything he didn't. That was his dream for me, that one day I'd put my studies to use for the good of the cause. But I'm helping no one stuck at school. I've studied enough. It's time I put my knack to work. I know that I can help the people here, and I want to do it.
Well, well, well. If Sid could see you now. All right? I'll tell Otto you'll be staying.
I knew you'd say yes. Which is why I wrote up a list of jobs for you.
For me?
Who else?
What do you want?
Should we know who this is?
First things first, I need equipment.
'Cause I don't.
To start making my own. There's the designs for the stuff I need, and the stuff it needs smithing from. The other materials I can work myself. Just need a generous benefactor to lay them on for me. Apart from the wood, I'll need a carpenter for that, but I can just borrow yours.
Is that everything?
For now. I'll let you know if I need out else.
Okay, so this is actually like main quest content. I assumed this would just be a series of little side missions.
Where to start? Materials and tools. That means Karen and Blackthorn.
Absolutely. Real quick, does it just... Oh, perfect. Thank heavens. Daughter of Sid. Okay, then. A student of engineering at the University of Canberra. Oh, I remember now. She wrote Sid at one point. Way back in one of the earlier episodes, he had a letter from her. I don't remember them mentioning her name was Mid. They might have. Mid showed, from a young age, Mid showed the same passion for invention as her father, and an even greater aptitude. She is as well versed in the secrets of modern and fallen technology as any scholar in the Twins, and means to put that knowledge to use in service of the Hideaway. Boy, isn't this just the best feature? Active time lore. Learn everything you need to know. Do we need to know about Sid? Do we need about... I don't need to know about any of these people. All of them I know. I don't think we've seen Mid yet. I think this is... I mean, aside from the letter, which is not seeing her, that's just like hearing that someone else is hearing from her. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Blackthorn may be the manliest of men, but he does lack a certain tenderness. Goots, meanwhile, is as burly as a behemoth, but as innocent as a babe in arms.
What's your point? What are you getting at?
Blackthorn, maybe.
Okay, nothing. You're not getting at anything. Hopeless romantic indeed. Just wasting my time is what you're... I guess the name fits then, doesn't it? Hopeless is as hopeless does, as the saying has always gone, and everyone knows it to go. So we've got to stop by here, and we got to speak to Kieran about getting something. Sharon, if you're so inclined. Charon, if you're feeling like a little bit frisky. I don't actually know how to say their name. They say it a lot during the course of the game, and I never commit it to memory. I always think I'm going to, every time someone says Karen's name. It's Karen now. That's what we're going with. I don't care what it actually is.
Got to. Mid's back from Canva. Have you seen her?
Oh, yeah.
Just now. She's planning to set up a workshop in the stores and ask me to buy her some materials. Here's the list. Think you can find everything on there?
What? Do we have to pay for this?
Won't be much of a trader if I couldn't.
I don't think she gave us any money, did she?
As for payment,
It's paid 100 times over by what that girl's done for us. If it weren't for her filters, we'd have naught to drink but blight water, and that would have drained the life out of us long ago.
indeed it would.
I'll send the stuff on to Mid when it comes in.
Thank you, Karen.
It is Karen. That's actually what it is. At least the way he says it. That's great, because I'm not going to remember that that's what it is, but I'll remember the joke of her name being Karen, and that's what I'll remember.
Blackthorn, you busy?
What does it look like?
I have a commission for you. From Mid. She requires certain tools. Do you think you can make them?
Bloody hell. What's she planning to build with this stuff? An airship? I'll see what I can do. Tell her I'll bring them over when I'm done. If I ever am.
My thanks. And Mid's, no doubt.
They just very casually drop, like, airship as a thing that exists in this world.
Let's see if Bardolph's available.
But is that actually a thing in this world? Like, I'm assuming that's fallen technology. I'm still pretty convinced that where we are right now is an old fallen airship. But when I say airship, it kind of looks like a spaceship. And also, does this guy have a song relating to what we're doing?
Toy soldiers with their ruby stain, 60s fed to the fire, shall never burn away the pain, till one man tops the pyre.
That was a little dark. Kind of regret stopping to chat to him. I was in a pretty good mood otherwise, and now I don't know how to feel about life, the universe, or anything. That's fine, though. Down the elevator we go. We don't spend a whole lot of time down here, other than when the story kind of forces us to, owing to the fact that we've just recently stepped off a boat or the like, but normally the game has the decency to put us inside. And there's not much to do down here. I mean, there's this, but we can't go in there even if we really, really wanted to, which could be fun. What if there was a gauntlet? There's not a gauntlet, and there's no reason for there not to be a gauntlet. What's up, buddy?
How do, Master Sid?
Bardolph. Mid's looking to build a workshop in the storeroom, and she needs the aid of a skilled carpenter. So naturally I thought of you.
Well, I'd love to help the young miss however I can. But I'm afraid I got my hands full just keeping this place afloat. There's holes need patching, and if I don't patch them, we'll all of us sink into the mere. I'd gladly spare Mid all the time I have, but the sad truth is, I ain't got none.
I see.
Any young, like, apprentices around that aren't doing anything?
Me, though, does it? What about that other feller? You know, the one over at Martha's Rest.
Bernard!
Was it?
I think he fixed the bridge for
right.
us.
And he is a friend of the cause. I'll ask Martha if she can spare him. Thank you, Bardolph.
Least I could do.
I mean, it sounds like such a simple task. And in video game terms, I suppose that it is, but the reality of the situation that no one here is addressing is that that's not just like a little hop, skip, and a jump away. That's go across the continent. That's a multiple days, you know, within the canon of the world. I cannot believe in the week it's going to take us to ride a horse over here, in a week it's going to take us to ride, in a fortnight it'll take to do this journey, this guy's going to be like, yeah, I have no spare time in all that time. I'm sorry. You're better off doing this. And then, even after the journey, we're going to have to get Bardoff over here, or whatever his name is, to, like, actually do the work. It could be a month before this place is completed, and what are we doing in the meantime? Lord Koopa's out there, like, gathering up his Goomba army, ready to strike back against us. We could be destroying Drake's fangs or whatever he's guarding.
Clive, what brings you to the rest?
Our home finds itself in need of an extra carpenter. I wondered if I might be able to borrow Bernard for a short while.
I don't mind if he don't. We're all friends here, aren't we?
Thank you, Martha. Do you know where I might find him?
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what, mind. Place is a ruin. Far as I know, he's still there.
I'll look for him there, then.
Is he trying to rebuild it? Because that could be a fun trick. I can get behind that. Also, do we have to maybe sink resources into the rebuilding process? Also, do we have to run all the way there? Or can one simply... Oh, there is no fast traveling there. Or to the Hand of Hyperion. Hyperion? Hyperion Flax? I have no idea what that is. Apparently, it's something I walked up and activated. It might be one of those stones that we couldn't actually engage with. How far do you reckon we gotta run before the game will... First off, let me run full speed. And then secondly, let me actually get on my chocobo. Apparently the bridge. And it just materializes before us. I was fully expecting that it would just say, no chocobo for you today. You'll have to get across the bridge first. But also, we would pause our run animation for that message to appear on screen, and then I'd have to clear it. And then I'd just get really frustrated with the whole endeavor. But that's not what's happened here, and I appreciate it. Do we want to stop by whatever... Is this the thing? This is the thing. It doesn't look like I can do anything with it still, and I don't want to fight everything around here right now. That's called character growth. Remember how I used to be, like, insistent on fighting every single thing that moved, breathed, or looked at us funny at all times? Because I was convinced we were going to get behind in terms of level, and the game would be too difficult, and I would be dying constantly and just embarrassing myself. Well, that's not happened yet. Doesn't mean it won't. But so far, I think, you know, leaving behind the lower level monsters, not fighting them at all times, has been pretty beneficial to us.
If it ain't the lad who saved my life. What brings you to a place like this?
You do, Bernard. Martha said I might find you here. I have a proposition for you.
Oh, do you now? Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
This is the real one small favor quest line here, isn't it? Is this your home?
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though. Except my parents' graves. But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with fiends. But you're a dab hand when it comes to dealing with beasts and bogles, ain't you? Any chance you could,
It's the least I can do.
Well, thank you kindly. And take care.
See, this is different. This isn't just fighting random monsters, this is fighting very specific monsters that need to be defeated for the sake of the quest line. So, obviously I'm going to do this. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to start fighting the monsters, and then they're going to be like, you know, we'll just go if you'll do a little favor for us. Could you go clear to the other side of the country and talk to this guy, and then we'll go talk to them. And then, oh my gosh, we have stone abilities that we've not even looked at yet. Although, I can't help but notice that it doesn't really look like we can use all 4 different things at once. Although, we'll have to have a look and find out for sure. I don't want to say that definitively when I don't actually know. Also, we know that this will damage multiple enemies. Is the game going to force me to use, like, no more than 3 elements at a time? Because that's not good. Oh, No, no, don't send me more enemies. I've not even dealt with the ones that I already had. There we go. Lovely. Give here, you. There you go. How you doing, Thorgal? Give me that guy. Give me that boy. Deal with him.
It's over.
Okay, now we just gotta kind of wrap up with whatever's left here. This is overkill for that, but it was it did not get the job done. That got the job done. What more could there possibly be to fight? I feel like we've defeated everything. Is it the Scarecrow? What is that? Oh, it's a full-on wyvern. Not wyvern, mind you, just a wyvern.
Nice try. You're a fine hound.
I'm not performing to the best of my abilities right now. I'm not putting up a very good showing. Also, I'm realizing that I'm pretty low on potions as well, which I didn't realize before we left. Jake Gates has been a member. What does that mean? What is going on? Thank you, by the way, Jake Yates, for being a member. But I don't know why we're getting a notification for that now. Did it like, you know what? It must have like just renewed or something. Is that what happened? I have no explanation for that.
Too slow. Fuck. Nice try.
Part of me really doesn't want to take a potion, but obviously there's a bigger part of me that just doesn't want to redo all this monster fighting. So, you know what? It is what it is. This time I actually finished the darn thing off. Very close. There we go. Now we gotta figure out why we don't have any stone abilities. Hey, yeah, that must have been what just happened. You got the silver member badge now. Nice. What did we get out of that? Oh, good. Did we get 30 sharp fangs out of that? Why do we have so many? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love sharp fangs. And we've got to max out our sharp fang collection. But what else do you do with them? Used in crafting what? The only thing we've managed... Maybe that's what the workshop's going to be for. Maybe that's what we're building it for. So we can finally put all of our sharp fangs to use. Which I don't want to do, because that's going to eat into our collection.
You made short work of that lot. Thank you, son. Now my folks can rest in peace once more.
How long is it since the village was abandoned?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet. Must be nigh on a decade since the last wagon left. Though it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida I remember.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't be. Can't live in the past, no matter how nice it might have been. Soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that raised me, it's on to your hideaway. I'll meet you there.
Okay, but...
That should take care of Mid's little list. Better head back before she thinks of anything else.
Good thinking, but first off, what if we had a look at our abilities here? I'm hitting the button. It's not letting me cycle through them. So, gear and icons. So what you're saying is that I can only have 3 equipped. That's absolutely what's happening here. Well, that's dumb. Who came up with that horrific idea? So if I want to use the Titan abilities, I have to cycle out either lightning, air, or fire. Why? That's not fun. I want to have them all available to me at all times. This is poor game design. Bad game design. What do you have? What do you do? Slam a fist into the ground, dealing damage to all enemies within range. Hold the button to increase range. Can be used in midair. Okay, I mean, that's kind of fun. What does this do? Step forward to deliver a blinding flurry of high-speed punches, blocking enemy attack. Okay, and then what about you? You're the big one. Drive both hands into the ground, causing the land to surge upward, sending nearby enemies flying. I mean, all of these things seem cool, but why not just have it on a cycle? Where I could cycle between all of these. There's room over here for like 3 more, and I don't even know if I care, because why would I, when I gotta get rid of all the ones I already know and love? Why not just have them all? This is infuriating. I'm actually very disappointed, and my day has now been ruined by this revelation, so I don't really know if I want to do anything. I mean, having a shield would be kind of cool, though. Block enemy attacks. Square can be used to launch up to 3 counterattacks. How do you actually block again? I mean, so that's just to master it, which we don't need to do. We'll go ahead and unlock this, and then I guess we'll go ahead and swap out maybe we'll swap this one out, I guess, for Titan, just for a bit to see how we like it. But then, what are these? Which one of these are we going to use here? What have we got? I don't know if it really... Oh, that one looks like fun. Step forward and deliver a blinding flurry of high-speed punches. We'll put that one here, right? Well, no. That looks more appropriate for there. Like, I've got different kinds of attacks on different buttons that I'm kind of used to having them in a certain configuration. Just for the sake of trying it, I suppose there's some more monsters on the other side of the bridge here. We'll just go fight a couple of them, and we'll give Upheaval, Rising Fists, Titan Block a try. It could be nice to have a shield. You know, I'm pretty bad at actually parrying, and while my dodge game is pretty decent, it might be nice to have, like, a shield. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you have to time it specifically. It didn't seem like it. What the heck? Oh, goodness. Hold on just 1 second, everyone. Sorry, I am on call with work at the moment, and that was a technical question regarding trying to start a power supply using a paperclip, but all of the cables are black, so how do you know which ones to use? And my response was to Google it, because I don't know off the top of my head. What do you expect me to tell you? Oh, yeah, use the 7th pin and the 12th pin. I don't know, find a picture on the internet. Don't bother me with things like this. All right. I didn't say it like that. I was much nicer about it. All right. There were so many monsters wandering around, or wandering even, around right out here earlier when I said I didn't want to stop and fight everything. And then now that I actually want to stop and fight something to test out my Titanic block and other abilities that of the stone variety, there's nothing to be found. Absolutely nothing. I mean, there's a killer bee. What are you? What do? You don't do anything. That's a horrible way to test this. I want to fight like a spider. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and just deal with these guys, so they're not going to be attacking me from behind and being just a sort of general nuisance. And then while that's going, we'll run across the bridge here. All right, you, come and get me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give me your best shot. Yeah. Maybe if we like do it at just the right time, we get like a bonus. That just looks like a Titan block to me. Okay, let's do this.
Enough.
Whoa, that looks like it came up with some kind of charge screen that I just completely clicked off of. What does this one do? See, it's fun, but imagine if I could just cycle between all of my abilities, and I didn't have to just pick 3 sets and call it a day there. Just imagine, if you will, for a moment, that this game gave me access to everything I had actually unlocked all in one go. But no, that's okay. I mean, it doesn't make it a bad game. It's just disappointing, you know? It's like the difference between your child intentionally breaking something versus accidentally breaking something when they're reckless. It's like in one, you're like, hey, wow, can't believe you did that. And the other, you're just like, I expected better from you. And in this case, the child is Square Enix, and the thing that they broke, it's more like they did their homework lazily. It's like, I know you have the potential to write a really good essay about Final Fantasy XVI, but you kind of phoned this one in.
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
Just unnecessarily. There's no gameplay reason to limit them. It's not like we're going to be overpowered if we have too many.
All right, Clive. You've all done then?
I am. I've placed your various orders, and a carpenter by the name of Bernard is on his way from Martha's Rest.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Clive.
Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything I asked for, and I've got all my plans drawn up. So as soon as Bernard gets here, we can get to work. I can't wait.
Who's her mother? Did it mention? How does Sid have a daughter? Reduces wind up a cooldown time. Okay. I'm not mad about it.
That's my good deed for the day done. Let's see how Jill's faring.
Her hair is incredible. Look at that hair. That is absolutely remarkable. Who's your mom? Wasn't like Benedicta, was it? Ooh. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to kill your mother. Well, no, I mean, it was intentional. We 100% meant to kill her mom. There was no mistaking that as an accident. It was very clearly a decision that we made. Hi, everybody.
Clive.
Talia, how's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves? Oh, that's right. He went to ask Harpocrates about Torgor. He must have found something.
Lots of just busy work around here. Should we go ahead and pick up whatever this side quest is, just while we're in the region?
You have the look of a man with the twins upon his shoulders, Rodrigue.
Talia has tasked me with removing a Cursebreaker's brand. But it's my first time, and I don't think I can do it. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but there as many die as recover. Is it really worth the risk?
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what we're fighting for. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, a brand is a burden, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also essential, and we undergo it willingly.
And I don't think she'd give it to you if she didn't think that you had it in you.
I still wish there was some other way. But griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low. What few leaves we have would barely be enough for removing a splinter, let alone a brand.
Just tell me what you need.
You'll go? Oh, thank you. No one knows Herblord like Taya, and she swears by ammonia for easing pain. It's simple enough to find, if you know where to look. And fortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village of Amber over in Rosaria. Just search for the bright blue blossoms.
All right, we're not going to prioritize that just yet, because I think we're going to do a couple more things around here first. But I don't know. I mean, did we just get manipulated? Was he worried about actually having to go on this journey out in the sun and the heat? And you have to go deal with probably some monsters to get this herb, and he was just like, man, if I tell a long and sad and tragic story and really like break down this man's defenses, I can convince him to go for me. Is that what just happened to us? Because it kind of feels like that's what just happened to us.
A team of curse breakers has gone missing near Northreach.
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A curse breaker managed to release a Stolus amid the confusion, but this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous, but I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them. What risks they might take because of the things I've said.
I'll go and find them. We'll both rest easier knowing they're safe.
Thank you, Sid. And I'm sorry to trouble you with this. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragon's Eyrie. I can't tell you much more than that, I'm afraid.
That should be enough to go on. If they were there, Torgal will track them down.
Once again, I feel like we've just been manipulated into doing someone else's work for them. Like, she's bringing on... Gosh darn, she's close to crocodile tears here. But at the end of the day, we're just like, yeah, we'll do your job for you. You seem pretty distraught about it. We'll go ahead out and do the dangerous work. Unbelievable. And we're such a soft heart. We'll do it. We'll just do it. We'll just agree to it without question.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
I don't know.
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tomes?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf. An animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea.
I mean, we did just say that's where he came from.
I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command.
He can do that. He can heal us.
His name was Fenrir.
Greyback?
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Oh, he bit Lupin. He's not a good guy.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva.
Oh.
A girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir.
Oh.
People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. though Torgal's power is his own. His latent birthright as a Frostwolf. It had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
Don't fill his head with that.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
I'm sorry? Can we clarify?
I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shan't be a moment.
We're just gonna breeze right past that, are we? Fair enough. I mean, I don't want to dwell on it. I'm a bit distraught, though. What is happening? All I hear is the sounds of construction. And what do we do here?
Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them.
But like what,
Now
specifically?
that that's settled. I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
Possibly, but what do we do here?
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
What? Do you not sell anything? Do you help me craft things?
Thanks from before, son. That was a good deed you did me. Only right I do you one in return.
Yeah, of
I
course.
did wonder if I'd bit off more than I could chew when Mid showed me her plans for the place. If she hadn't been there to tell me what to do, I wouldn't have known where to start.
Sure. Could you elaborate on what this place is? What function it serves? What is this little room? What, is this some kind of teleporter? What is... no answers? Why are you here?
Everything we need to begin work in earnest. And work in earnest we shall!
What are you working on? Oh, this place is just a land of confusion.
I wish...
I'm leaving. I'm leaving this place. I have no idea why we built it. I don't know what function it serves. I don't know what benefit it may or may not have for us in the future. All that I know is that I'm leaving right now. I'm gonna go talk to Vivian, and then maybe we'll go do our side quests. Vivian! What is the situation?
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
Are we gonna wait here the whole time? Just like awkwardly staring at our back? I do not have control over the character right now.
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Why, though?
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
Who could this possibly be?
A guest?
Oh. Brother? Brother Bear? Joshua? Joshua Bear? Oh, well.
For your trouble. It was a pleasure, in hindsight. Uncle Byron?
Absolutely.
Clive, my boy!
Best character.
Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here.
I love this man. Maybe he wants to take over the throne. Now that we've, you know, it's been kind of destroyed and the capital's been, like, run asunder and all of that nonsense.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed.
That man right there looks like one of the apes from Planet of the Apes. Tell me I'm wrong. He's got the whole look on it, of it in his face.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
Look at him.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Like from one of the original movies. Where it's all like the costumes and everything. I can't remember which one I'm thinking of. I don't remember any of their names.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmex will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Cooper.
Yeah, no one knows where he is.
He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Do you ever get the feeling watching these cutscenes that they really just wanted to make a movie? Like a political intrigue, drama, Game of Thrones style. But instead they were told, no, you have to make a video game.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once.
May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
Well, geez, I wonder why.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
This little rat.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
There is! Let's go talk to the man. He's the best character in the whole game. Kind of weird to have that whole cutscene take place between then and now. I don't know. It seems to add a lot of separation between seeing our uncle and then going to see our uncle. Unless maybe it's got some sort of connection to why he's here. Maybe he's convinced the Empire is a little bit distracted right now, and he wants to strike while the iron is hot, reclaim the kingdom, put it back in the family name.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
Thanks!
2,000?
Yeah, I love when uncles come to visit and they just give you, like, entire family's worth of wealth.
That is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you.
Her little videos are fun. Yeah, I really like these.
It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
I followed that for the most part. I get the general gist.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Do they?
Allow me to
Do they say that?
you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Yes! Best characters going on the adventure with us. But before we actually do that, before we speak to Otto and we prepare to go on this grand adventure, we do have some side quests that I reckon we ought to go ahead and wrap up. So I'm going to go ahead to Hawk's Cry Cliff, and we'll deal with whichever of the quests that is. I don't actually remember which one needs me to go where. What are we doing here? Is this the... It's either the Weight of Command, search the Dragon's Eyrie for Cole's party, or it could be to gather near Amber.
The river was easy enough to find. Now for those herbs.
Yeah, so this is where we're collecting herbs. And I'll tell you what, I hear those beasts there, and I'm doing my very best to skirt around them because I cannot be bothered. If I can just, like, pick these things up without having to get into any sort of a altercation, you know, in and out before anyone notices, that's what I'm all about. So far, so good. I mean, we are right there.
Plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one.
I cannot believe this. We might actually manage this. This might be the first time we've ever stealthily completed a quest.
Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while. Hopefully this will put Rodriguez's mind at ease.
Yeah, it kind of feels like cheating, though, to not have to fight everything here. We might as well just go ahead and do it. Just get it out of the way. There we are. You two, come here. Oh, goodness gracious. No, you there. There we go. Come here. Get inside of the twister. Okay, there we go. I feel like less of a dirty cheat by doing this. Also, maybe we can go ahead and try this again. Yeah, it does charge. And maybe what you're supposed to do is hit it when it's in the red to deal the most damage? I'm unsure. And there we go. That should be everything defeated. Was this necessary? No. But it definitely feels more right. That's in the spirit of the game. Not sneaking around, but bashing everything in your way. That's much more in keeping with the spirit of the game. Next, we're heading on over to Northreach so that we can look for the missing individuals who want to try to rescue a slave, right? It was at least 15-20 minutes ago when we got the prompt for the quest. If you expected me to remember it that long, then you've never watched a Howdy Folks video. I don't even remember what we're doing in the main story. I think we're going on like a desert safari with our uncle. The whole thing was just explained to me, but it's all completely out of my mind at this point. Who even are we? Are we Sid? That's pretty cool. Everyone keeps calling me Sid. I think that means I'm the girl with the ice powers. This is a bit. I remember what's going on. This isn't even a funny or interesting bit. It's just a weird one. Hello? Search for the... well, I think that this must be them. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Get me back on my feet. I'll tear those bastards' heads off.
Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Why does Cole look like a little boy?
She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the bearers.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slaver's carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance.
Well, that's a shame.
I want to help them, Sid. But we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here. See to the injured. I'll handle the rest.
All right. Just follow the path to the south. You'll come across the carriage soon enough. And please, hurry. If the beastmen get to those bearers, the poor souls will be eaten alive.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you. And Sid, it's good to see you.
Don't thank me just yet.
This kid's like 13. I don't know what he's doing out here. But yeah, we'll go deal with the carriage. But first, let me be right back again. Man, I just want to play video games, you know? Sometimes that's all you want to do. Fortunately, it looks like it's literally right here. A stone's throw away from them.
Trying to get into the carriage.
Why the Beastmen didn't just go over there and start hassling them, I don't know. I guess they were too busy trying to figure out what to do in the carriage. Alright, now is our chance. Now is our opportunity. While all the little guys are like being swept up here, I want to try to use this shield. Well, I'm trying to, like, time it specifically. I mean, we're getting some blocks. It's very hard to see what's happening. You know what? Oh, gosh.
Titan!
See, if we get rid of stone, we won't be able to do that anymore. We got to be able to do that. And I absolutely did use upheaval wrong again. I just hit the button. I'm going to have to get used to that. All right, you take your swing. I'm ready. Am I doing something wrong? It definitely seemed like we were going to be able to do, like, big counterattacks. Can I read up about that mid-combat? Oh, you can. Can you change these things mid-combat? I guess that makes it a little bit better. You know, you can swap... Well, actually, no, you can't swap between them. It won't let me click on them, which means that... well, I can go over here to... Oh, wait. Oh, that's the attributes page. Okay, yeah, no, you can absolutely change between them mid-combat. That is handy, then. And then what about the... So that's upheaval. What does it say? Slam a fist into the ground. Hold the button to increase its range. Can't be used in midair, so it doesn't really specify if there's a best place to hit it. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Block enemy attacks when the guard is timed perfectly. It's one of those. When it's timed perfectly. Yeah, alright. I'll see what I can do, I guess. Also, can we take this thing out before he gets out of his stagger? Because it kind of feels like, no, we can't. We're just going to try to deal as much damage as we can, then. Oh my gosh, this guy has like a surprising amount of health. Here we go, this again, though. I did it wrong! I don't know how I'm doing it wrong. That's how you do it! Oh my gosh, that's how you do it then. Okay, now we know. Now we know. Oh gosh, but if you switch to the other abilities and you try to do it, it's just gonna end poorly for you. That's the only problem with this as I see it. And then I just didn't hit it at all that time. Thank you, Torgal. I appreciate it. No, we are going to get hit by this guy, because I'm going to try to keep doing this perfectly. Oh, we got a trophy. That's not too shabs. Okay, that didn't work out at all. Get back up. We're going to do this again. So that's letting it loosen the red. So little of that actually managed to land. It's kind of fun, though. I just wish we didn't have to have it at the expense of lightning. And yeah, we can mid-combat switch back to the lightning. But, I mean, what a process. If we wanted to be able to do a lightning attack right now, think about what we would have to do. We'd have to pause the game. And then we'd have to go over to, I mean, presumably we could already have this up. And then go in here to that. Oh, you can't change it in combat. You can just look at it and think about how cool it would be if the game allowed you to change it in combat. I'm very disappointed, Square. I guess I just expected better from you, and that's on me. This ought to be enough to finish him off entirely, shouldn't it? Like, not just stagger him, but finish him off? Not even. That's alright. We got him there in the end. Maybe the fear was that if they let us have all the abilities in one go, you know, what might end up happening is that you'll have too many high-powered abilities, but at that point, just scale the enemies so it's not a big deal.
Who are you?
I am your liberator. They called me Sid.
A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
Why should we run? One miserable death's no worse than another.
Perhaps. But we're here to give you another choice. Freedom, safety, the life you've been denied. Come with us. Let us protect you.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then. Thank the gods.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a second chance.
Fine. Do with us what you will.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety. After that, it's up to you. Your lives are your own now.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to the hideaway.
Thank you. I'll let Doris know we're expecting new arrivals.
Why do all of the adults who have given up on life in this game sound like edgy, angsty 15-year-old Reddit users? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point, man? Like, I get it. Giving up on life, it's a pretty rough deal. But, like, there's a lot of similarities here to things I've read on the internet before from very whiny r/atheist nihilist users. And I'm not here for it. It makes it very hard to empathize with their causes when that's what I'm picturing in my head. An emo bowl haircut and a gosh darn body pillow.
A Stolas from the Dame arrived not long after you left. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't. I keep making the wrong decisions.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I sent Cole and you after them woefully unprepared. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering all the risks? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole. I'm sorry.
He looks 40 years older in this lighting.
We Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe in our cause. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than sees to that.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability to see it put to good use.
I like how we're just cast in light and beautiful and glowing, and he is just in the shadows and gray and pale and sickly.
I'm sure I deserve it.
If he would just take one step forward, he would look like a young youth again.
But I'm a curse breaker. I swore an oath too. I have a role to play, and I must trust that I'm the right one to play it.
You will. In time.
Yeah, good luck with that. So what's our reward for this? Just a bit of experience? Alright, well, I mean, that's fair. Reduces Rising Flame cooldown. Neat! Sometimes I feel like the after-credit, like, load-ins take longer than the transitioning to an entirely new region load-ins. Maybe they're about the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to the game being super snappy, so anytime we're looking at a black screen, it feels like it's eons.
Too much trouble finding the ammonia.
Actually, it was very easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was expecting. I dare say the patient won't feel a thing. That is, unless...
Stop doubting yourself.
You'll do fine. Taya trusts you. Which means I trust you. The hideaway would be lost without skilled physicers like yourself.
You just gotta have a bit of confidence.
Thanks for the kind words.
The last thing you want from the doctor, you know, as you're going into surgery is, gosh, I hope this goes well.
I'm still terrified.
I'm a little terrified, but I'm gonna start removing the top of your skull. Let's go.
It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just below the surface of the skin. One ill-conceived incision, a single slip, and the poison fouls the patient's blood. Failure means death, and even success means tremendous pain. Days of agony as the wound heals. I became a physiker to help people, not to kill them. I don't want to kill anyone.
Then you better do a good job.
Lead hard lives. And the operation is only the beginning. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb, knowing their efforts will win them neither glory nor acclaim. And yet we never won for volunteers. Why do you think that is?
Conviction? They're willing to die?
They're willing to fight. To give their lives to create a world where people like us can be more than mere possessions. I know your work isn't easy, but neither is going under the knife. Be a shoulder for your patients to lean on. Stay strong for them.
You sound like Taya. Do you know what she once told me? It's natural for a patient to feel like they're suffering in solitude. And it's a physiker's duty to see that they don't. Thank you for helping me remember that. I won't falter. Not again.
Wait, what? I almost fell asleep during that. Oh, thank heavens, 40 sharp fangs. Used in crafting allegedly somewhere for something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't relate to the doctor's struggle right now. In a world where I am a giant fire-breathing demon man, it's really hard to get down and relate to the plight of a dude who's just cutting off scars, you know? I mean, I understand they're trying to add a little bit of weight to the story. I'm not saying it was a bad quest or a bad bit of dialogue. I'm just saying I had a long day at work, and I'm having trouble staying awake right now, and that didn't help. What I need to be doing is bashing someone over the head with a brick. Or a sword is probably a better weapon. A brick would not do much, I don't think, in this world. Can I use the forge? Do I have anything that I can craft or upgrade? So first off, okay then. Alright, compared to what we currently have, it's not that big of an upgrade, but gosh darn it, we'd be fools not to go ahead and craft it. And then in terms of like everything else we've got, everything kind of pales in comparison. Did we ever get what we needed to create this? We still don't have any gelatinous mass, and we're all of our scarletite, so I'll have to go find some more of that, and that's okay. It's not a pressing matter. What about the sword, though? Can we upgrade our new sword? Kind of looks like what we got is just what we have, and that's good enough. And the other thing that we need to stock up on, though, is we definitely need some more supplies from Karen over here.
Is it business or pleasure? Going purse weighing you down?
I wouldn't say it's weighing me down so much as the supply purse is a bit low. Hold on. There we go. I'm hitting the wrong button. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find potions. There we go. We'll top up on regulars, top up on highs, top up on our stones. We're never going to buy an elixir. Not at that price. Although we do have 102,000 now. So we could consider buying some actual like music and things. Because we keep like talking about the absurd price of these. I have no idea why they're priced so highly unless it's just like that. So if you beat the game and you want to keep playing it and you're like, what am I going to do with all this money? I can't imagine having enough money to buy all the different scrolls of music we've come across so far. It's got to be at least in the 200,000 range, and we just don't have that many resources at the present moment. All right, Otto, let's have a conversation.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal.
Well,
all I'm after is Kupka's head.
I mean, if you find the free time.
I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lanza and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
She's the Desert Hare, Clive.
Associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn.
Mom.
We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Mid's mom.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
No, he's going with us.
Don't
We're
look
not
so
leaving him
worried.
behind. He's my favorite character.
He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
And with that, I think we're done for the day. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Oh, there we go. This thing has not stopped going off. It's just never ending. It's never ending at all. I was kind of wanting to play more. I was kind of wanting to get 2 done, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Well, I'm at least glad I got to tune in and do 1. That was fun. It scratched the itch that I wanted. That's going to be... There's sort of like a pattern forming with these. I've noticed less so in the recording and more so in the edit, where it does bounce between, hey, okay, in this episode we're doing a bunch of side stuff, and in this one we're doing a main story, and in this one we're doing a bunch of side stuff, and in this one we're doing a main story, and it's pretty consistently back and forth like that. This one was a good mix. Like, most of what we did today was the main story, but there was plenty of side quests. I wonder if there's anything else to go and do before we leave. Because if there are... So there's nothing new over here from the looks of things. If we have a look here.
Clive!
Let's see. View the alien reports, I suppose?
Anything catch your eye?
Nothing to
Always
do.
something in there.
What about monsters? Should we talk to this fella? He's got something he's been wanting to tell us for a while now. Probably just ask about the adventures, the hunts, the board, view the hunt board. That's probably the only new thing on there. There is a new hunt. It is the Muddy Murder. Rumor is spreading throughout the southern reaches of Rosaria of a pool of opalescent ooze that has been sighted in the moors and meadows of the region. While it resembles naught but a puddle of strange sludge from a distance, any man or beast that draws too close is met with messes of slimy hands that drag their prey into the gaping, grinning maw. Is this what we want for our children? Is this what we want for our children? Hawk's Cry Cliff Rosaria. What do you say? You want to go do that real quick? This is exclusive for channel members and live viewers. We're going to go to... where is that? Is that right here, I think? Hawk's Cry Cliff? Yeah. And I didn't get the specifics of it, but we now know that we can pretty easily... Well, wow, I've got so many... Why are there so many tabs open? Oh, I remember now. During the recording of the most recent Tekkit episode, it's going to end up being 53, I think. The Orb Weaver broke. I lost the S key is now like... Well, that's... Yeah, there you go. It's completely shot. And while that looks like a normal keycap, the issue is it's a very shallow keycap. And nothing I have will fit in there. Because if it's shallow enough, then it's too wide. And if it's narrow enough, it's too tall. Kind of over Razer at this point. I ordered a different brand, like... what are these things called? Gamepad, I guess. We're going to give it a try. Because I can't find just the key for that. And I'm kind of over it. And Razer's just... Oh. Anyway, that's why I have all these pages open, because I was looking at my options, and my options were like, I can get a used Orb Weaver, I can get a new Tartarus Pro, or Tartarus V2, or Tartarus, if you like to say things wrong, like most people, and it's $80 for the V2, and also $80 for the Pro if you get an open box, or I think I paid $35 for this. I can't remember what the product is called. I picked it up. It's called the Red Dragon K585. And what attracted me to this is that it's got a series of programmable keys, like just you make them whatever you want them to be. And then the legend on it is just normal QWERTY. Well, it only goes to quart, but that's an advantage over what I've been using, because the problem with the Orb Weaver and the Tartarus is that it doesn't actually have the letters on it. It's like requires muscle memory, because they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. So you just have to remember what WASD is, where E and R and all that is, and I do. I've got the muscle memory for it, but it is nice to be able to just glance down. This also has more keys on it, so... it might end up being a terrible product. The other advantage to this, yeah, $35. The other advantage was that it just uses regular... it supports, like, you can swap out to other 5-key or 5-pin or 3-pin switches if you want to, so you can just swap out the switches. I don't know if they're... Free mod hot swap socket. Yeah, so you just swap in any plate mount, 3 or 5-pin. There you go. That's great. I got the brown switches. We might end up switching them for something quieter down the line. I'm just trying something new. So did we get like a specific about where we should be looking for this thing? This puddle? I don't want to fight that. This kind of looks like water, so not really a puddle. Let's see. If I was like a large puddle hiding, where would I be? Maybe I should just look this up. Monster Hunts. FF. Final Fantasy 16. All hunt and hunt locations. Here we go. Why bother when we can just look this up, you know what I mean? Why go through all the extra effort? It's unnecessary. The Muddy Murder. There it is. Okay. So according to this, it's like up here. It's level 38. What level are we? We might not be prepared for this, but that's okay. Level 31, I believe in ourselves. We can do it. It's one gelatinous mass. There's no information on here about how to defeat it. So I guess we will genuinely just have to wing it and try our best. Do we feel like fire will be effective against a gelatinous mass? I kind of think it will. Do we feel like stone will be? Harder to say. Alright, large gelatinous pile. Mm-hmm. Well? Oh? Oh, there it is! I was kind of thinking we might actually see it. Oh, this is our first rank A. Okay, no, this might absolutely wreck us. This could absolutely be our undoing.
Thought you'd take us unawares, did you?
I think it did. Let's see how it likes fire. You know what? It's in the middle of literally attacking me, and I'm gonna just now like start spam. Oh, somehow that counted as a precision dodge. Oh, I'm not even upset by it though. Sorry, wait a minute. Yeah, I thought that was gonna be some sort of an explosion. Is it mirroring, like, what I'm attacking it with? Because it started doing fire attacks all of a sudden. I switched to air, and now it's doing air attacks. If I switch to, like, what happens now? If it starts doing stone attacks at me, so help me.
There's a good boy.
What if we do this? Sometimes this is, like, great, and sometimes it's the worst possible thing we could do.
Fuck. Guess we're all ready.
This is going to be an expensive outing, I can tell. It did offer quite a bit of gold, so it might end up being worth it, but I think we're going to go through a lot of potions. I'm taking a stone skin right now, so we've already taken a high potion and a stone skin. Ideally, we'd get enough damage in here to get ourselves fully healed off this attack. It doesn't look like that's necessarily going to be the case, and that's okay. Oh! Oh! How about that? That was our first Titanic counter, I think. That did not count. I guess I'm just getting the timing wrong on the counter attacks.
Not good. Fire and flame!
We're doing okay. We've almost got it halfway defeated. That's something, and it's not like it's going to have a second phase, because it's not really a boss fight necessarily. It's just a difficult monster. So it's not like it's going to throw something crazy at us for the second round. Rather, fortunately, it'll just die. Although we have now used a stone skin and 2 high potions.
To me, boy!
Oh. I think you got to use the attack immediately after you block. I think that's how you make that happen. Well, kind of a precision dodge. Whoa! How? How was that a parry? That was the worst. Could not have done that any worse.
Come on!
We are literally down to 2 health potions.
Wake and win!
I needed that.
Titan!
Is it doing like more attacks than normal, or is that my imagination? It could be that it's very wounded, so it's just like freaking out now.
No good. Come on.
Okay, and there goes our final potion. Oh, Notorious Mark slain. I think we might have just leveled up. I feel like we might have just managed that. Oh my gosh, we almost leveled up twice! Alright. And we got some gelatinous mass! This wild flan excretes a sticky sweet viscous ooze that yeah, we get it.
But it's dead now. Whatever it was.
Well, I kind of feel like we can't simply unlock that. I feel like we've talked about trying to get gelatinous mass for so long now. Oh, but we can't because we used the other ingredient we needed already for something else. So I'll have to wait till we get more of whatever that was that we're missing. So what are we missing now? I have to go back and double check. We're also going to need to restock on all of our potions. So what did we get out of that? Was it 12,000, I think?
What do you reckon?
How much are we about to pay to get everything back now?
Is it business or pleasure?
What do you think I'm here for? Just take a guess. I just came back from a series of combat encounters. So that's 800. Was it 12,000 we got back or 1,200? Because if it was 1,200, then good gosh. No, I think we still turned a profit, all things considered. So that's
finished,
small blessings. And then if we head back in here, my man, what do I need?
What do you need? What do you want?
I want the... Yeah, so now we've got gelatinous mass, but now we need scarletite. Oh, well, that'll be for next time. Well, thank you folks for tuning into the stream. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of bonus content right at the end there. And we'll probably return to normal streaming schedule on Wednesday. But in any case, thanks for tuning in. Again, happy birthday, Jake Yates. Hope you have a good one. And I will catch you all. God bless you as well. Have a great night. And I'll see you next time. Bye.